Aaron Whitlow.
Brendan Spivey, and we are the Markout Movie Podcasters.
Oh my goodness, we are here. We are live, and we are
I'm in a great mood,
discussing.
aren't you, Aaron?
I'm not in as great a mood, but I'm in okay mood. But that's okay. We are here to discuss Hawkeye, the series that is on Disney Plus. But before we get to it, we will discuss a couple of things. Let's see. First, Brandon wanted to mention AEW is cray cray. Uh, I came up with that slogan. AEW. So, Brandon, fill the people in on what's going on.
Wow. Well, they had a pay-per-view Sunday night. And after the pay-per-view, they had like a press conference, or I forget what they actually call the thing. It's stupid. And CM Punk just went off on it and talked about Colt Cabana. I butchered him. Then he talked about he didn't mention their names, but he talked about the EVPs and how stupid and dumb they were. And said they were spreading rumors, there were lies and whatnot. There was a lot of drama there. And he talked about Hangman Page, went into business for himself before he got injured the first time. And, he just went off. Bottom line, he went off, and I thought it was the greatest thing I've ever seen from them. And I thought it was a work. Like, they're setting up the elite to take on Punk and partners of his choices, no doubt. And next thing you know, there's supposedly a fight in Punk's dressing room. There's many reports that the elite kicked down the door. Kenny Omega rescued the dog now. Punk took shots. His trainer threw a steel chair and bit Kenny Omega. I mean, it's just cray-cray.
It's cray-cray.
It's the greatest thing I've ever heard of. And apparently it's a shoot. And apparently CM Punk's probably going to get fired from it. And which, I'm going to state this. He shouldn't have punched anyone. But I find it funny that he's the guy that left WWE to go fight in the UFC, and he can't fight, and he's apparently knocking somebody out in AEW. Or the chair did. One of the Jackson brothers got knocked out, either from the chair or from CM Punk's fist. So, I just want to hear what you think about it before I actually give my real opinion of it.
I think AEW is like WCW before it depleted. So it's getting to a point where it's not like it was exciting at first, and but I think that AEW is going away of WCW. And on the other side of things, WWE's kind of seems like they're off and running under Levisk, so under Paul. So yeah.
So, do you think Punk should be fired?
Yeah, okay. At this point, I'm not a stand for CM Punk. I don't care at this point. He was cool at one point in life, but obviously he's not. He's not the greatest in the world. It would be Chris Jericho. But
well, I would say Bryan Danielson.
Dare I say it?
As far as wrestling skill goes.
But as far as like entertainment and everything, I say Jericho.
Yeah, Jericho's a package.
Yeah,
but I would still give Punk, as far as talking goes. I don't think anyone on that roster is better than him as far as talking. But yeah, I haven't actually seen many of his matches as of late. I heard he's botched a lot, but my true opinion on this, though, I don't think he should be fired. But they had a similar situation that they were really hushed about, and that was when Cody left. And it's coming out that Cody had problems with the Elite as well. Not at first, but eventually, and that's why he basically left. So my true opinion of this is it's WWE mid-90s all over again with the Click versus Bret Hart.
It's a
Punk
clique.
is Brett. The Click is Sean, Hunter, Scott Hall, X Pac, and Kevin Nash. It's they're very immature, and you know me, I'm a massive HBK fan, but HBK was really toxic in the '90s.
Yeah,
They just
before
want
you
to
knew
work
the
with their
Lord.
friends, and they want to cause havoc with everyone else. And and if they don't get it under control, you're going to be right. They are going to turn into WCW. Worse,
Yeah.
in my opinion. It's not a sinking ship yet, but it's coming if they don't get it under control. But
Yeah.
I'm glad they do have people like Brian Danielson there, Chris Jericho, and John Moxley. You know, the be leaders. You just got to listen to you got to listen to people that have experience, and which was a complaint of Punk's with Adam Page. I don't have to listen to nobody. And I don't understand. And he actually said it. I heard him say it. It's like, I think JR referenced him on one of the Dynamite shows. You got people here that don't want to take advice from anybody. You know,
Oh, wow.
so you got a lot of egos there, and that's not good.
Yeah. Yeah,
They
and
need
then it's the
somebody.
thing with
Tony
the
Khan.
egos and stuff. I was gonna say it's the thing about with the egos
Yeah.
is that they won't it won't fly, as they say, it won't fly in New York. You know, it won't fly.
No.
New York represents WWE. It won't fly in the big league, which is WWE. There's no way you can take attitudes into a WWE place now and
No.
not get buried. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it's packaged.
people are saying that the elite will probably leave and go to WWE. I don't think so. Cody's there, and I don't think he would work with him. I think he would probably be in Triple H's ear about him. I don't think they would be even asked to come to WWE at this point.
They burnt that bridge. They had a chance back before, when they created AEW. They was gonna go to WWE then, but they decided, hey, let's just form our own thing. And I think that
they made fun of Triple H on their little web show or something. I haven't seen it, but I heard about it. So yeah, they need Tony Khan needs to hire somebody to keep people in line.
He needs an enforcer. He needs an Arn Anderson. No,
he needs Arn Anderson.
All right, moving on. The Queen Elizabeth, she died. Moving on. No, it's funny.
Oh my God.
No, I'm playing. No, the Queen Elizabeth.
That's actually a meme, though, right?
Yeah, a lot of people
died. Oh well, moving on.
Yeah, it's
like it came from like her son or something.
No, I doubt it. I doubt that. But yeah, he's going to be the king. He is the king, but he's going to be coronated as the king. But yeah, I do say that she is the longest reigning monarch in British history. I don't know if in world history, but still, you gotta. Britain has done a lot of wicked things in the years, and in different places. But you can't disqualify her. What she did is the ruler, the sovereign, I guess, in that land, country, city. I don't know. I do hope that their family, uh, I pray for God's grace and mercy for them. But we as Americans, we are no longer under a monarch. We have a president, but it's not like royalty. It's
royalty.
Cool.
He's just president.
He's just president.
He dies, we'll celebrate.
I didn't say that. But I'm not a Biden fan though. I ain't gonna just lie about it.
I don't think anyone's truly a Biden fan, other than making fun of his problem that he can't help. You got people like that, but other than that, I don't think anyone's like a fan. Yeah. I'm actually really concerned about our country with him being the leader because he's got early Alzheimer's. So I mean, it's alarming.
Yeah, it is, really is. But I do hope all things go well with England and the next step with Chucky becoming the king, Charles. Uh, he's gonna be king.
You
He's
just
been
called
prince for
there.
like Chucky. Yeah, Chuck. Now, if Chucky was the king of England, heads will roll. I tell you. uh, but yeah, all right. Moving on. Unless you have anything to say about the Queen.
I have no words for the Queen.
No words for the Queen.
May she
All right.
rest in peace.
Yeah.
That's
Did you watch anything new? Anything interesting?
last week I forgot to mention I did finish Step by Step. I usually don't mention the shows I watch, but I did finish that. I enjoyed that. I had never seen it all the way through. Cody was my favorite character. It was a fun little family sitcom back in the 90s. But yeah, I watched two new things this week. Well, been watching the Puppet Masters.
I'm pulling up my letterbox to kind of see what I watched. Go ahead.
Um, that's an interesting franchise and universe. It's really interesting. I've enjoyed 4 of the 17 movies I've seen so far. But I do enjoy the puppets in pretty much every film. It's just not a lot of focuses on them in some of the films. And but the original movie that's a legit horror film, I believe. I think if you watched it today, you would probably get something out of it. Moving on though, I watched Gigi and Nate yesterday. About the monkey, and he's the service animal to this guy who really can't move. And I thought it was such a touching little film. I posted, if you have a heart and if you're an animal lover, you should check it out sometime. It's really a touching little film. There's a Karen in it that tries to disrupt things.
Of course.
Don't you just hate when you see a Karen?
Yeah, we all dislike Karens. Karens are the worst.
They literally are the worst, man. But then right after that, I watched Honk for Jesus.
Honk for Jesus.
So,
what do you think?
I'm gonna let you talk about it first because I know you watched it. Then I'll just give my little feedback after it because we could do a whole show based on my thoughts on this movie. Let me tell you.
All right. Well, that's a good segue into what I watched. So I mentioned Home for Jesus, Save Your Soul, although I don't have it on my list recently. That's fine. I did watch it. So Home for Jesus, Save Your Soul, I thought was Sterling K. Brown and Regina King. Is that right? Regina King or Regina Hall?
I think it's Regina Hall.
Yeah, Regina Hall, who is from Scary Movie, which I'm glad to see she's still getting work and stuff. But I thought they did great. I thought they did a great job in it. I think the satire with the Black church experience is interesting. Coming from that background, it's very interesting. I don't like how it ended. I felt like it ended just abruptly, and I don't like. I felt like there's no real conclusion to the ending, but I did like the characters, and I love when they like their interaction with one another, and I loved, the whole camera thing, but the awkwardness of it all. But I wish that there was more of a conclusion, and I felt like it lacked the conclusion. That's my personal opinion.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
man. Ready. Oh, I agree with you on one strong thing. The performances were great. I went for Sterling. I'm a really big fan of his. I've been a big fan of his since the OJ miniseries he did. Then, of course, he did This Is Us, and he was in Black Panther. He's done some other work. I think he's just a terrific actor. Regina Hall, I think, is very talented as well. So I love them. I genuinely loved their performances. It's just everything else. It made me angry. I hadn't been as angry since Halloween Kills. And this is for a movie I just was watching. I thought it was anti-Christian, and what they were doing. It just, to me, and I'm just being honest, I would have liked it better if he would have been sincere about his redemption. He was just a con artist. He was trying to fool himself, trying to fool his wife, trying to fool the people, trying to fool God. And he deserved the ending he got, which you say is abrupt, and it is. He deserved no one to really show up. That's what he deserved. I hated him. I hated his character. Great performance, though.
There's politicking. It's just like
Yeah.
it's like really like I've been to churches where things like that kind of happen. I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah, I mean,
it's very real, realistic.
I get that. I just wish it would really been about a redemption story, which is what I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be satire. I didn't have an issue with that. I didn't like the Office Modern Family look, though. Not for a movie. The one camera. I didn't. Not for a movie. I didn't like that, but I don't know. It made me angry after it was over. I literally said, "Oh my God! Oh Lord, help them!" I literally said
Were
that.
you in the theater by yourself?
I was in the theater by myself, and I usually don't say a word watching a movie. But I came out some stuff yesterday. I was like, I had a very bad experience.
maybe I'll drive you to the church. Right? All right. So I'll give it 3. 2.5 markouts out of 5. I give it 2.5. I thought they did well, and they did well. I just felt like it wasn't as cohesive as it could have been.
And there was parts of it that was really trying to be satire, and I felt there was other parts really trying to be serious, especially at the end. That Regina Hall kind of took over. And I also didn't like the white face they did with her.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing in black churches. It's a real thing. It's got
mime. It's racist.
It's like a mime, pantomime, but it's like they do dances. You got to be there, man. Every video on YouTube.
You have to be there.
But what's your marks?
I gave it 2 out of 5, mainly for the performances.
Okay. All right. Moving on to what I watched. Other than that one, Brandon, I don't know if I mentioned last week. I saw The Samaritan. Did I mention it last week? I did.
No, you hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, Samaritan. I really enjoyed it. I thought that Sylvester Stallone did a great job in it. I thought it was a great take. Like, I'm not familiar with any of the source material. If this is a real comic book or what, I'm not sure.
It's not.
Oh well. Think. If it wasn't, I thought it was good. It's a unique take on a comic book character. Like, imagine a guy that was a superhero that pretty much retired and faked his death, and now he just retired and living as a garbage man. I think that was cool, and I like the relationship with the boy. The boy is great. He's in Euphoria. He's in the 3rd season of Umbrella Academy. He's like killing it right now. So that young kid is actually doing a really good job.
Yeah, that kid was good. Yeah, I love the kid in it. I like Sly too, but the kid really helped sell that movie.
On Letterboxd, I gave it 3.5 stars, and I gave it a heart emoji because I did like it. I'd say that translates for my markout meter. I give it 3.5 markouts out of 5. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really, really good movie, and I love the fight scenes in it. Like that time when he punched that dude through that thing and his head went like inside it. It's like, oh my goodness. I loved it, man. I loved it. It's just like, imagine if Rambo was a superhero.
Exactly. It was kind of like watching Stallone back in his prime for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I put it on the level of like, I always liked not Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd, but I always liked what's the one with Wesley Snipes? Demolition Man. I always like that. So I kind of put it on that level as far as like of thrills. Now I love that movie more than this, but I loved it's just that type of Stallone, that old school action, and I loved it. I would love to own it actually. I really enjoyed it. So yeah.
I like that. I love that actually. Because I was like, I don't know if you're gonna like it or not. Because everybody was crapping on it, like, and then kind of hurt my feelings. But because I'm a massive mark for Stallone, and I just felt like it was an old school Stallone film in the superhero genre. But I'm glad you really enjoyed it, though.
Yep. And then also I watched let's see, an old movie from '97 for richer or for poorer. I've seen it before. It's with Tim Allen and Christy Alley.
Yeah,
As they live amongst the Amish, trying to hide from the IRS. It was actually it was fun going back and revisiting that movie. It just Tim Allen, man, it's hard for that guy to do any wrong in my book. What can I say? I liked it. Like he is so captivating. Like just as a actor
yeah,
in
yeah.
anything that he's so captivating that you will watch it even if it was the dullest thing. You'll watch it because he's in it and he makes it interesting. It's just who he is. But and I'm not saying that about that movie because I liked it. But yeah,
That's probably the last time Kirstie Alley was relevant.
yeah, yeah,
Sadly
absolutely.
for her.
But yeah, I liked it, man. I gave it 3 stars on that. I'll do the same for Mark Meter, and then I watched. Now this is some two stuff that was crazy, and I text Brandon while I was watching one of them, The Northman.
Oh yeah,
What in the world, man? What in the world is this movie? My
I had the
goodness,
same reaction when I was watching it.
it was. I, I, I gave it 4.5 stars, and I liked it. I didn't give it a heart because I didn't love it, but it was great. You know what I'm saying? But it was great. It was great. It was well shot.
Man,
The
I've
acting
never
was
heard
great.
someone put it that way.
It was well shot.
Yeah,
The acting was great in it. I
yeah.
love Anya Taylor Joy or whatever her name. I loved her in it. I love the Skarsgård guy. Just it was rough, man. It's a rough movie to
Yeah, I
watch.
thought Ethan Hawke was really good in a limited role.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely, I agree.
oh,
Uh,
you can't forget Nicole Kidman, man. I mean,
Nicole
she
Kidman kissing her son, man. Yeah, it's what man. It's crazy. It's a crazy
it,
movie,
it is.
but
It's
it was good. It was good, but it was messed up.
it's not something you want to watch over and over, though. You
No,
know.
absolutely. No, that's a one time watch. Just to tell people you've seen it. It's kind of like for me, like the Watchtower or whatever it was, or the Lighthouse.
Oh,
Lighthouse. It's like
wow.
that. I've seen it. That's it. I'll never watch it again.
I like this better than The Lighthouse. I think same director. I think I liked it better.
His
Cause
movies,
I'm
man.
kind of interested in the whole Viking mythology anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I would put so. I think uh Vivitch or Witch. I like that. That's what it's Vivitch. That's what it says.
oh, I thought you said something else. I was
Yeah,
like,
Witch. I like that, and then I would say a Northman, and then I would put this movie, not this movie, but Lighthouse third in the list of his films. I don't know if he did anything else. He's really about period pieces, man.
mm-hmm.
This guy, man, he's insane. And but he keeps everything like authentic to the time. So that's also pretty interesting. Um, but yeah, and then the last thing I watched is with it has Scarlett Johansson, and it's called Under the Skin. It's from 2013. Damn, that movie got. I gave it 3 stars. That's probably being generous. Should have just gave it 2. It wasn't. It was. It's weird, man. She's kidnapping guys and killing them, like feeding them to a floor. It's weird. It's
I don't
weird,
think I've
man.
seen it.
It's weird. It's on HBO Max, and I had it on there because it's about to leave. I was like, let me go ahead and watch it. It's weird. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, I
Although you did
typically,
see Scarlett is she's showing some stuff in there, but yeah,
yeah, I typically don't go to Scarlet uh, films other than when she plays Black Widow. I'm just not her biggest fan, other
Yeah.
than when she plays Black Widow.
Well, we gotta get to speaking of Marvel, Hawkeye series conversation. Let me do this real quick. Here we go. I'm gonna give it a shot. Um, Here we go. Let's take a look at the Hawkeye trailer.
This is the first Christmas we've had together in years.
I love you guys. I'm making up for some lost time.
Authorities are wondering if the masked vigilante who terrorized the city's underworld is back.
All right, that's enough. Hawkeye. This movie or show rather stars Jeremy Renner as Clint Barton, who strikes up essentially a partnership with a young lady by the name of Kate Bishop, who was saved by the Avengers uh, during the Avengers film, which I thought that was an interesting backstory for her and why she uh, became like who she is.
Yeah,
Um, Stars once again Clint, Jeremy Renner, Haley Steinfeld, my girl Florence Pugh, Vera Farmiga, Tony Dalton, and then there's other people, including my boy Vincent D'Onofrio popping up. Um, you got some, numbers for us there, Brando.
I do have some numbers. I do. Okay, it's got a 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb, 90% like it on Google, 92% like it on Rotten Tomatoes, with an audience score of 90. So I believe this would be considered certified fresh.
Certified fresh. Oh wow. First off, I gotta say, that I really like I said the backstory as to why Kate Bishop has been enamored essentially with Hawkeye is because where their apartment was. And I love how they included that where her apartment was during the first Avengers film. She was a little girl, and the alien was about to ride and kill her, but Hawk blew it up with an arrow and then jumped off the building. That iconic shot he did,
Yeah.
and just you don't know that at the time there's somebody that was seeing all this happen, like in those apartments, seeing it happen, and I thought that was an interesting uh, backstory. So, what was your thoughts on Kate Bishop?
Well, as far as her, I thought it was an interesting aspect. The narrative they chose to go with her. I didn't know anything about her. I've never heard of her before. I was like, watching the first episode, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. But I was like, is this going to be more of her show than Hawkeye's? Because she had a lot to do with the first episode. So that kind of scared me a little bit. But I thought she did well. I thought she was a good character. I liked the dynamic with the mother and this future stepfather possible situation arising. I loved her obsession with Hawkeye. I thought that they did a really good job with her character. She was basically a loner that was rich, and obsessed with Hawkeye, who doesn't get much love when we talk about the Avengers.
Yeah,
Which
matter
is
of
a
fact,
shame. I've always loved him, but it's a shame. He's really never talked about.
So when we meet Clint in here, when we meet Kate, she gets in trouble at school. She is forced to go to this event that her mom's hosting. It seems like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where she finds an underground. She finds an underground, I guess, auction illegal black market auction where they're auctioning off uh, Ronin, the Ronin costume and the Ronin sword, and I think a watch
And
as
other
well.
Avengers artifacts
Yeah,
to
uh,
watch.
and I was curious to know whose watch it was. Honestly, like I don't think I caught that, but
Oh, it's his wife's.
because she used to work for she
She
used to
she
work for.
she does something.
I
Her
think she used to work. I think she used to be. She probably worked for Shield. I bet, but
she's still a lot of mysteries surrounding his wife. Still to this day, you don't really know much about her, and I actually like that aspect because eventually, I don't know if I heard that they're not doing another season, so I would say Hawkeye's gonna get a movie eventually. I
yeah,
heard it. Wanda's getting
he
one, so
he will be or she will be. Who is she
he,
now? Hawkeye? Is she gonna be Hawkeye or is she Lady Hawk? Is what like I don't know what
I
names
don't
they settled
know.
on,
I'm not
but
sure. They kind of
um,
were teasing nicknames, but I'm not
well,
sure.
I want to mention this. So, at that black market, she ends up getting the Ronin costume and pretty much saving the day essentially from the tracksuit mafia,
Yeah.
which I love those guys actually. I love the tracksuit mafia.
I have
Um,
a question for you though.
I mean, okay, go ahead.
Well, it's about this group that a certain somebody's the boss of. How different
Spoilers,
are
man. We don't care. It could be spoilers.
okay, Kingpin? How different is Kingpin in this and the people he's over compared to the Daredevil show? Because I haven't
You've
seen
never
it.
seen? Oh, he's more brutal with the Daredevil show. He's like very like oh, he's so great. Vincent D'Onofrio is so great in Daredevil. He's like the best part about it. Well, everybody else is good, but he's just such a great villain. Um, and it's just really good. It was really cool seeing him again.
Yeah, I
But
really
but
enjoyed.
the Tracksuit Mafia, I don't think was in Daredevil because I don't remember them in it and being in
Oh,
it. Like I don't remember them. But it's been a while since I've seen it, so they could have been in it. I just don't remember. I did want to ask you about this. So when we see Clint, he's with his family at a musical.
oh yeah.
The Avengers, Mr. Rogers is what it's called. What is it called? Rogers. The musical is called Rogers.
I know it has Rogers in the title.
Yeah, it's like it's supposed to be like Hamilton. So instead of Hamilton, it's Rogers, and it's about yeah, I can do this all day. Yeah, like Ant Man's there because why not? So
Yeah, I like when Clint says Ant Man wasn't even there. He's like
yeah,
he pointed that out that he was not there. Like
yeah.
he had to point that out. But
What do you think about that? What do you think about
I,
the surrealism of this musical, and then Clint Barton, who was there, being in the audience, like, yeah, this none of this happened.
yeah, I have two feelings on the musical aspect. Like I kind of feel like how Clint feels. I feel like this. I like the fact that they are using real stuff that supposedly happened. They're gaining money off of it, so I do like that aspect. But it feels like just from things I've heard, the musical aspect would have been better in She-Hulk. Just what kind of show that is. That's from what I've heard. But I like Clint so much in this. Like he hates he hates the musical. He can't wait to get away from it. I mean, I love it. I love that
he,
aspect.
he actually has his hearing aid turned off.
Yeah, I actually thought it was
During
an earpiece. Like he was there with his family, but they're on a mission at the same time when we first see him. I didn't realize it was his hearing, and I was like, oh, that's what the all these missions has done to him. He's lost his ability to hear well. So I mean, and age is caught up with him. I like the realism they go with in their shows.
and the fact that he's human, and
Yeah,
so all the wears and tears and all that stuff has impacted his body. Yeah, he doesn't miraculously heal or anything like that. Yeah, I
yeah,
love that aspect of it. But I love so he finally runs into Kate Bishop, and she pretty much fangirls out, for him, and I love I'm not gonna go through all the episodes like one by one. It all centers. I love how it's kind of wrapped up in the fact that this is a Christmas show. This is a Christmas show in the sense of like his goal is to make it home for Christmas with his
Yeah.
family, and
It's got
yeah.
that kind of planes, trains, and automobiles, except it's Christmas.
and
Kind
and they mix kind of like Die Hard into it, and it's
Yeah.
mixed with sort of like yeah, like that buddy, yeah, that buddy, like two people that don't really want to work together. Well, she
Mhm.
wants to work with him, but he doesn't really want to work with her
Yeah,
because
he's Steve Martin.
and you realize and you can understand why he doesn't because the last partner they got close to ended up dying,
Yeah.
and so he doesn't really want to feel that way again. And so I can understand that. I think that I love how the show does a great job with showcasing the trauma that he felt with Natasha's death.
Yeah.
Like even at the musical, when he sees the actress that plays her, he just remembers her. He
Mhm.
remembers her, and
Yeah.
he has to excuse himself and go to the restroom, and then he sees that graffiti that says Thanos was right.
Yeah. It's that, and he just kind of, yeah. Yeah. No, I just you can feel his pain though throughout the whole show though, his trauma, as you pointed out, and you just feel for him. I really do feel for him. Like, and I'm glad he finally got an opportunity. Talking about Jeremy, to put Hawkeye on the map. To get more more popular, and I love that they bring that up in the show. Like, he doesn't want to stand out. He doesn't want attention. He just wants to be left alone. He just wants to do his job. That's what he does. He doesn't want to sell anything. He doesn't want to sell himself. He clearly says that in the show. I don't want to sell. I'm not here to sell.
And he's not, and also you notice that he's not really comfortable with the fame and notoriety that came along with being an Avenger. He thinks that like when the person's like, "Hey, don't worry, your food is paid for at the restaurant." He's like, "You don't have to do that." He doesn't want to be that guy that's like, "Oh yeah, well thank you." He doesn't want to be that guy like that. He wants just to be low key with his family. That's all he really wants. That's all he really wants, to do his job and be with his family. But he's forced out of retirement because the nightmare of Ronin has come back. But and we also realize that has connections to other things, like one of the villains of the show, Echo. That's the lady with the prosthetic leg, and she's deaf.
Okay, that's who that is. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't really know who she was. I know her name's Maya, but I didn't, and I knew there was like a show coming called Echo.
Yeah,
so
that's on her. She's Echo.
It's cool that she's getting her own show.
Yeah.
Is that the one? I guess Kingpin's going to be in that.
Yeah, I would say so.
That's interesting. That's interesting. That's cool. I'm glad she's getting it because she was really good in this.
Yeah, I liked her. I absolutely liked her in this movie, in the show.
And I don't know his name, but the guy that played her father is such a good character actor.
He's really great, and he was in Westworld. I think season 2 mainly.
Yeah.
But he's really good. He is a Native American. Remember he was also in Dr. Sleep. He played one of the.
Yeah, he did.
Like her right hand man. That's who he was. So yeah, man, he's such a great actor.
Yeah, he was, and even in a limited role here, man, you just felt it with him.
What was? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and you understand her motivation for wanting to find Ronan, because he killed her father. But I love the whole aspect that everybody's got a story. Everybody's got a story arc. Kingpin's got one. Maya's got one. Hawkeye's got one. Kate's got one. The new Black Widow's got one. Everybody's got one, and it all culminates. And I love the show. It's one of my favorites that they've done. It really is.
I was gonna ask you, what was your thoughts on the Tracksuit Mafia as henchmen? I want to say, yeah, I want to know your thoughts, and I want to tell you my thoughts.
First, I thought maybe they were just that, Hawkeye was going to take them out just like that, like one episode, they're going to be done. I didn't realize there was a bigger picture with them. But I liked them. I thought they were interesting. They were fun.
I
I just
love
didn't
that
realize they were connected to Kingpin at all. I had no idea.
I love that they had that. They had personality. Like I love the one that was like, "Hey, by the way, thank you for helping me with my girlfriend. You know, I took your advice, and yeah, we just went to the concert instead, and we had a great time." And she's like, "Oh, thank you." And then she's like, "What's up with the gun?" He's like, yeah, and then like she going and kicks him, but he said, while he's kicking her, and while she's kicking him, he says, "I wanted to say thank you." He goes away. But I love that. Oh man, and Vera Farmiga, is that her name? Is that how you
Yeah.
say her name? From
Conjuring.
The Conjuring.
Mm-hmm.
She's such a dubious character. She's so good at playing. Like you feel like she's a mom. Yeah, you feel her being a mother, but also you feel that she could be very like lethal. You know what I'm saying?
Did you know from the get go that she was going to be the one responsible?
No, I didn't know. I wondered. Well,
I thought
maybe
she was. I was like,
I thought she murdered the dad. That's why I thought when the drama happened and
yeah.
that he didn't pop up no more at the very beginning. I thought, well, she probably used this time to kill him, and then to get him out of the picture. But she, I don't know. But yeah, you can feel that something was up with her. Um, let's see. Who else that I want to mention to you? The LARPers. So, what do you think about the LARPers? Grills
Um,
and his crew.
you talking about the
The fire department and then the police department people. They were friends and they LARP.
yeah,
They do the
the
sword
role
stuff.
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I wasn't the biggest fan of them, but I thought they served their purpose. Uh, they were more fun towards the end. I was kind of like Clint with them at the beginning. Like I so don't want to be here. This is ridiculous. but
But he said he had fun doing it
yeah, I
though.
mean, that would probably be me being in an environment that I'm not comfortable with. I don't really want to be there, but end up having fun. That would most likely been me as well. So I could relate to Clint in this situation. But I thought they grew on me towards the end. They really did. Especially they were trying to get people to safety, and they got dressed in their costumes, and people actually paid attention to them. And I like that. I thought that was fun. I thought overall they served their purpose, and they were more fun towards the end.
Yeah. And then I loved how the fiance also, like, you thought he was gonna be like a murderer, like that's the red herring that you thought it was him, but it wasn't. He was like he just he's just a prick, but
He's, I didn't think he killed his uncle. I thought that she did. I always thought,
you immediately thought that she did.
but I thought he was going to be involved some way. I thought he just came off shady. He just something about him just didn't stand out. It did stand out. It
didn't sit right with you.
Yeah, but really he's a prick, but he's like a nice prick towards the end. He's entertaining to watch. And if whenever they go back to Kate Bishop, I hope he's still around in her life, because I liked him. He won me over. I wanted to see more of him, especially when he's doing his sword fighting. I really like that.
Now I do want to talk about one of the surprises that came in the show. For me, I didn't realize she was going to come in the show, but I got to talk about Florence Pugh.
She's who I was expecting, because just how Black Widow ended, and then he was getting into the show. So
yeah, I loved her in this, man. I loved her relationship with Kate. Like she kept calling it Kate Bishop. I just wanted to do a girls' night, go and see the Eiffel Tower. Not the Eiffel Tower. See this, see that.
Here's what I say to her character and all that. I'm glad Black Widow was made when it was made. Although it should have been made years prior. But I'm glad it was made for her. And it obviously was made for her. And I like her so much better than Black Widow.
There, you said it. There, you said it.
I mean, I like Florence better.
That's what I meant.
Anyway, I mean, I love Florence. I think she's top 5 actresses today.
And she put more character into the role of Black Widow.
Yeah.
I feel like so.
Yeah. Other than her relationship with Clint, the Scarlet, who is she? You really didn't get to really know her throughout the years, who she really was, until the Black Widow movie. You get to know her family, and her family outshine her in that, especially Florence. She's awesome in that movie, and she's awesome in this show, and she's an excellent addition to the show, and she stands out like I knew she would. She's great in everything.
I loved her. So she got snapped away during the
I love that. Really love
wasn't
that.
it really cool? Yeah, what were your thoughts on that sequence there?
Oh man, it kind of broke my heart in a way. Because she was in a bathroom, she was rescuing people. It was right after the events of Black Widow, and she just gets snapped in the bathroom, and she comes back. Everything's changed, and she's lost her sister, and that's heartbreaking. It really is. And then I felt that. I felt her pain. I felt her vengeance that she wanted towards Clint, because all she knows is he's responsible. So you could easily understand her motivation. So
now that's two times in these shows that we were able to see two different incidents rather. Hey, Cindy versus Pitt on Sunday.
Who dey?
But hey, Bilford, by the way. But yeah, so
nonchalant, Aaron. That was nonchalant.
I don't follow football, so there you go.
I know you don't. That's why I'm here.
I hope your Bengals win. I guess I hope they beat Pittsburgh. Anyway, whatever they're called. Anyway, so that's two ways that we've seen people, like we see with Monica Rambeau when she got snapped back, and then also with Florence with we see how she got snapped back. With Monica, she was asleep when she got snapped, so when she woke up, so when she came back, she was waking up from being snapped. Yeah, I thought that it was an interesting take on it. Honestly, with Florence, man, like for her, it's just only seconds,
Yeah.
and it was actually 5 years has passed, and that's crazy. That
Yeah.
that's a lot to process.
And then you find out your sister's gone. I mean, have they just reconnected and everything? I mean, that's hard. That's really that'd be hard to process.
And at that moment, she doesn't know that her sister's gone, because no one knows that Black Widow has died until I'll say after the fight with Thanos and everything settles. Then well, hey, she died. But yeah, so yeah, you enjoyed Florence in the show, correct?
Oh yeah. I mean, I knew I would. I mean, I didn't know when she was going to pop up, but I knew she was going to be there, and I loved every second. She brings so much energy, so much character development, so much personality to her character that Scarlet just didn't do. I know they're not the same people, but if you really look at that family, she's more like the father. He's got the personality. The mother didn't really have much of a personality, and I feel, Natasha's more like the mom in that aspect.
Yeah, I can see that. What was your thoughts on the big man?
Kingpin. And honestly, my history with Kingpin, other than a couple, I think, issues I read of Daredevil, has really just been Michael Clark Duncan, honestly, from the Daredevil movie. And I thought he was good in it. Didn't think he was great, but he looked the part. As far as Vincent goes, though, I think I've seen the first episode of Daredevil, and I think maybe he had a cameo, but didn't do anything, if my memory's correct. So this was my actual first experience with him. I thought he was amazing. I wanted to see more of him. I know he's not that big of a guy, but they made him look like larger than life. I mean, they really did.
And for Kate Bishop to fight him and actually win, that's pretty impressive.
I love how he plays the character, though. I really do. And that's why I was curious how he played it on Daredevil, because I really don't know. So
I suggest you watch the show.
I want to now. I really do. I want to watch now. And I want to also see how John plays Frank Castle, the Punisher. Because really, I've only seen Thomas Jane and Dolph Lundgren play that character, and I thought both were kind of bad.
Disney Plus. Yeah, they're all on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I know. I gotta get to them. I really want to get to them.
Yeah, as soon as you get out of the 90s, I guess.
I am very excited to see where they take the Kingpin character. You got to put him in a movie. He has to be a big bad at some point for these characters.
Yeah. Now with the ending, clearly, they make it seem like she killed Echo. Yeah. Maya killed him, but obviously he's Kingpin. He's pretty tough, man.
I mean, he exploded those arrow exploding. What's a gunshot gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, it was like a literally explosion.
Yeah, the arrow that went into him, he just like knocked it out like it was nothing.
Yeah. I don't think she even shot him. I think he probably blocked it or.
No, it looks like it was in him, and he looked down and he just knocked it off.
No, I'm talking about the gunshot at the end. You don't see it. I don't.
Maybe.
Because I was thinking maybe he turned it on her and shot her. I didn't know she was Echo to the whole show. I know nothing about this character, so I didn't know. So, but I loved him in this. I wanted more of him.
Ultimately, I guess we can go ahead and anything else you want to mention?
I really like the aspect, though. I know we discussed a little bit of this show mainly is about Clint Barton trying to get home for Christmas. Mm-hmm. And after all the dust set, the Christmas tree is one of my favorite parts. He's stuck in the Christmas tree
with the owl.
Yeah, and she's shooting arrows and knocking it down. It's like, don't you shoot? I love that. That reminded me. I don't know why, but it kind of reminded me of Die Hard. Mm-hmm. For some reason, I don't know why, but I got a Die Hard feeling from it. I got that feel of Die Hard from that.
Yeah, I got feels watching it. I love the I got to mention the car chase scene. Where, he's allowing Kate to shoot the trick arrows, and at first he says that there is no such thing as trick arrows, so there does trick arrows, but then he's like, use these, don't shoot this one, shoot that one. I love that scene. I love that he taught her how to flick the thing, and it came back later on, where that's how she was able to get those arrows to explode with Kingpin, to knock him out at least. Yeah, I loved it, man. And she also had to arrest her mom, so that's terrible.
Yeah. Also, the fight between Florence and Jeremy and this at the end, and everything that came out of it, everything that was revealed to her, and she didn't want to believe it.
Yeah, I felt like Jeremy or Clint. I felt like he kind of was allowing Florence to beat him up because he beats himself up because he felt like there's more that he could have done, and he's been living with this for I don't know how long this is from the end game, but he's been living with it for a while now, and so he said he replays the
less
scenario.
than a year since it was their first Christmas together in a long time. So I would say it's been about a year or
Yeah.
approaching a year, and but
But
still, yeah. I mean, he's beat himself up probably every day since Endgame, and when you're beating yourself up, man, you should let it go and forgive yourself, but you just can't allow yourself to.
and he said it too. He says honestly, he said there's no stopping Natasha when she done made her mind up as to what she's gonna do,
Yeah,
So there's no stopping her. There's nothing he could literally do. Casey pretty much says, I tried, but she was better than me. She was better than me. She beat me. It wasn't that he didn't try. He was literally trying to
yeah.
kill himself. Yeah.
He wanted to do it for his family, and that's totally understandable. And she wanted to do it so he could be with his family. I mean, that's true friendship right there. I mean,
yeah, man. I mean, I love you. I love you, Brandon, but if it's between me and you jumping off that cliff for that stone, brother, I thank you for your service, my man. I'm just playing.
well, so you're not Clint or Natasha. You're Loki.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna be looking at me.
You're
like
gonna think
Aaron.
of yourself in that situation.
You're gonna look at me like Aaron. Why don't you just go ahead and I'm gonna be like, why don't we just throw Red Skull over this thing, man, and call it a day?
Because he doesn't love anybody.
I guess you don't love him unless you like become a super fan of his between now and then you're like, I absolutely love you. Let me kill you. Then no. All right. Let's go ahead and get our marks. Well, ultimately, I give it a 5 mark out of 5. I enjoyed it. I didn't. It wasn't really a wasted moment in this show. I thought it was really great. It makes you more of a fan of Clint Barton of Hawkeye. I love how it humanizes him, and you're like we're all humans, and
Yeah.
I love that. And I love the introduction of Kate Bishop. Can't wait to see where her character goes and things. But I would love her to be again with Hawkeye, but I assume that might not be the case. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't know anything about her character, but she may team up with him, and maybe I don't know. I don't know what. Like again, we say we don't know the direction where Marvel's going, and we really don't. I don't know, but yeah, I agree with you. 5 stars, 5 markouts on this. I loved it. I think it's one of my favorite shows. This and WandaVision, as far as live action goes, are the cream of the crop for me so far.
I'm so glad that you like this. Actually, I am.
Oh, I thought I would just because of Hawkeye. I'm a big fan of his, so they would really have to screw up for me not to like it. So, like they probably done with She-Hulk.
Yeah, they went a different approach with like this was a little bit more lighthearted than say Captain America and now it's Captain America and the Winter Soldier, but it went more lighter than the Falcon and Winter Soldier because that Falcon and Winter Soldier was dealing with some really serious issues in in conversations, but with this, man, it's like a Christmassy action type of buddy film.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as far as Kate Bishop, she may be hidden towards the Thunderbolts because a lot of these characters in the show are going to be in that movie Thunderbolts. The new Black Widow is going to be there. I know Winter Soldier is going to be there. The new Captain America is going to be there. So I could see her probably joining them too because she's got a bond with, was it Yolanda? Is that her name?
Yelena, I think.
Yelena. Okay, she's got a bond with her. I can see that possibly being the case where she
Florence
goes.
Pugh. I'm all about some Florence Pugh. My goodness.
Yeah, Florence should lead it. Should be top billing.
Yeah, I agree. It would be a travesty if she isn't. Honestly, it'd it'd be a tragedy if she is on top billing. But yeah, she's like,
She
man,
commands
I
the
can't.
screen
Yeah,
anytime she's
absolutely.
doing anything. So
Um, and they're like they're essentially the anti Avengers.
Mhm.
They're like Suicide Squad almost for Marvel is what I'm my understanding. Um,
and Kate,
but
I feel fits in there. You
yeah,
know.
they need a Hawkeye, and plus, like you said, her and Yelena and Kate had a really. They seemed like they would be friends
Yeah.
if it wasn't for, Yelena wanting to kill Clint, they would be friends.
Hmm. Yeah, I
But
really like their interactions with each other.
I did hope, honestly, and I know we're about to end it, but I did hope, I was thinking that when I first saw this, what if Yelena pops up for the Christmas at the farm with them, like as a guest? But I guess it's too soon. She's probably not there yet.
Yeah.
She might not even be there, but maybe I don't know. I like to see her and Clint form a relationship, but maybe it's not with Clint that she's gonna form that relationship. Maybe her relationship will be with Kate. That's
Yeah.
who her Hawkeye will be. Is Kate.
Yeah. When this show originally came on, when I was watching, I actually thought it was going to be about him training his daughter, but it never came to be because I don't know why I thought that, but I did. I thought
Well,
the show
because
was
in
about his
uh
daughter.
in Endgame it starts with him showing her how to shoot the
Yeah.
arrow.
I think they are going to do something with his kids, though, especially the daughter.
And then we got to mention the post credit was
Oh,
Rogers the musical, the actual full.
yeah.
I can do it. I can
I
do
was
this all
expecting
day.
somebody them to pan the camera to somebody in the audience that shouldn't have been there, like some mystery character, but they never did. I was like, I didn't love the end credit scene. I thought there was going to be another one, and there wasn't. So, did you like it? I mean, did you?
I can do this all day, man.
Please don't.
I can do this all day.
But I mean,
But no,
I guess it was fine, for being Christmas and all. It's
yeah,
good to see that Steve Rogers still lives in our spirits. I mean, I know he's still alive, but he's still Captain America for a lot of people in this universe,
yeah.
and you could
But
tell with that kind of musical that he's greatly missed.
next week we will be.
That would have been cool though, if it would actually
well,
been Steve Rogers watching the musical.
it'd be great, and then like him shaking his head like, I'm out. I can't do this no more. And he like leaves or whatever. But next week we will be doing Moon Knight, which I suspect Brandon is not gonna like it as much,
Oh no!
or maybe you will.
Why not? I heard it's like
I guess
Batman.
maybe you will. Maybe you will. I don't
Is it
know.
not like Batman?
I ain't gonna say anything else. Uh,
Well,
and
you're
then
already
after
thinking I'm
that,
not gonna like it, so it scares me.
and then we have She-Hulk.
She-Hulk, yeah, that's what it should be called. She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. I'm sorry, She-Hulk.
No, I'm not like gonna hate on her. It's I know people probably think I'm hating on her because it's a woman. It's all about Bruce Banner for me and what they've done to his character. I'm not looking forward to seeing him until till the People's Hulk comes back. I don't
People's Hulk.
the People's Hulk. I don't care what's going on. I don't with him. I'd rather not see him.
And then the
They
last
filled my
two we
love
have.
for my guy.
We have Miss Marvel, and then we're gonna top it off with Thor, Love and Thunder. So
We're in the end game, man.
We're literally in the end game, because there's no way Black Panther: Wakanda Forever will be out by that point. So yes, we'll be done. But all right, Brandon, what do you want the people to do?
Oh yeah, here's my big moment. Aaron gets he gets his jollies on this one. Please like, share, comment, tell people about us. Subscribe, though. You gotta subscribe. Please subscribe. We're trying to reach 500 subscribers, which is a big deal for me and him. I mean, we're nobodies, right? We're just fans.
We're nobodies. We're just fans.
We're just fans. We're trying to build this channel up and get many eyes on us, and we're just trying.
And I thank you all for contributing to our delinquency. We
What are we, CM Punk now?
Yeah. We hit people with chairs and bite them. But no, I thank you for tuning in. God save the Queen, I guess. No, never mind. It's too late.
There goes a few subscribers right there.
No, we love you, England. We do love you, England. We pray for your king. God save the king now, right?
I never have understood how that works. You have a queen, then you have a king. Do they rotate?
No, it's just like so. Elizabeth had a son. His oldest child is the son Charles, and so it goes to Charles. Then but now that Charles will be king, after that it go to his son William, and then after William, it would go to Harry. No, after William, it go to William's sons.
So basically, if you have no sons, you only have daughters. That's when you become a queen, right?
Yeah, it goes to like the next in line would be the next woman in line to be the queen would be William's second child, which is a little girl named Libet. I forget her name. Anyway, she'll be the queen, but that's gonna be like 2085 or something.
They do it right. They keep it in one family.
Yeah, keep it in family. That's how incest works. But no, I'm just playing.
We just lost more. Thank you, Aaron.
Not saying that they are. Not saying that they are. They're lovely people, I assume.
I love how he starts it off in memory of the queen, and now he's saying they're incest.
At one point in time, maybe. But yeah, they're not now. They're not Targaryens like on Game of Thrones.
We'd like to thank you for listening to our podcast and watching our podcast. We appreciate every single one of you.
Yes,
thank
we do.
you for marking out with us.
Thank you for